we got to stop this bullshit when it comes to Jay-Z, where we're still holding him to hip-hop tropes and, this and that, stop snitching. Jay-Z is not a regular man anymore.
He's too big for all that.
First of all, I wouldn't even factor Jay-Z in as being a rapper. He's past that. He's a billionaire or a near billionaire.
Joe, you gotta let me in when you're done, please.
Absolutely.
Nah,
He's a near billionaire or a billionaire who deals with a certain quality of people. Like all of you regular people who talk about Jay and get in your feelings, like Funk Master Flex, because compared to Jay-Z, you're a regular guy. You gotta stop holding him to these laws and these rules. He been past you. He lapped you like 4 or 5 times. As far as an individual in society, the hip hop rules, Jay-Z don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
We gotta understand that. When Rockefeller was around, there was no Desiree Perez. Rock Nation.
The funny part is, how do we even know that though?
Because Dame, that's how we know. It's levels.
That nigga.
Rock Nation and Rockefeller, as much as people run around with that chain, that's the Rockefeller chain, that's not a Rock Nation chain. It's not the same shit. Once Jay-Z got in bed with Live Nation and the bags he was throwing at him, and then his presence in society and the people he's got to stand next to, you got to understand as a normal person, as Langston said, you're not dealing with the common man anymore. We can't keep bringing common man issues to a billionaire. We live in 2 different orbits. If Desiree wants to get her record expunged and it costs $2 million to get that pardon, you think Hov give a fuck if the Rap Roundtable is mad that he gave Trump $2 million to do the deal? No. Or Flex got mad?
Word is Trump is selling them pardons.
That's what I'm saying. You think he gives a fuck if Flex goes on Hot 97, reaches for ratings? If he got $2 million to burn, it's a tax write-off, he gonna do that shit. Matter of fact, and I'm not trying to front on Flex. Flex is doing his thing. But as far as his presence in the city, where it was 10, 15 years ago to where it's now,
non-existent.
I'm almost offended by Flex because it's obvious that he's doing this shit for ratings.
Right.
Yeah.
That's 100% true.
He got a mixtape coming out. He got a record label deal.
It's hard to listen to him talk though.
So I'm saying he got a label deal. He got a tape coming out, and you talking about Jay? You trying to drag him through the mud? A nigga who's well above you? Stop it, bro! And you regular people out here, stop it.
Hold up.
Yeah, bro.
Hold up. Now, as far as what Flex is saying, I think I want to draw a line between what he's saying and the approach that he's taking to saying. I don't necessarily disagree with some of the things that he's saying.
Okay.
Right. So, because we all know that, like, when the NFL thing happened with Hov, I was not on board. I'm not a fan. Like I mean, it doesn't matter if I'm on board.
We had the legendary debate about that.
Right. But I was not a fan of that. I'm still not a fan of that. What's come of that?
Nothing.
Unless
he tried with Kaepernick,
it was a chess. It was a chess
funny
move.
style.
Right. Unless it was a chess move. Right. Unless he was already talking to Trump about, yo, I need you to pardon my partner. And he's like, yo, but, this whole thing with the NFL is happening. And Hov was like, yo, I'll handle that. And
I'm sure that happened.
Conspiracy theory.
Right. But that's not even my conspiracy theory. That's exactly what Flex is saying. He's drawing a direct line between what happened, what was that, a year, 2 years ago?
About a year and a half ago.
A year and a half ago.
Yeah.
We still a true spot, so I'll say a year and a half ago.
Right, and this, right? Now, I mean, it's a very long line to draw. Right. But it's plausible, right? When I hear it, I'm like, that sounds like it could have happened, but we don't know. He's just speculating, right? So his approach to saying all this, it comes off very chatty and very cloudy. Yeah. And that's my problem with it. Is that
and the way he dragged it for so long?
Well, first of all,
and then he sided with her at the end.
First of all, I know myself to go on tangents. First, right? Yeah. And that's something that I'm very self-conscious of. And I'm like, yo, I talk to myself like, yo, dude, do not go on this tangent right now. Just stay on course. Flex
proceeds to go on the tangent,
bro. Like how many different tangents?
It was a 17-minute tangent. He could have said that shit in 2 minutes, bro. The video was 17 minutes long.
So it was on air.
Is this when he went live with Gilly?
Nah, this was on air.
On the radio.
On the radio story
because he was doing Jay-Z slander with Gilly too.
Yeah. But he spent maybe 35 minutes basically waiting to say that Desiree Perez is a snitch, maybe, and then he went on to say that she's not a snitch because she's a civilian. So he wasted our time.
So yeah,
But then
we know what he's doing.
But he tried to put it in the atmosphere. Meanwhile, he has a tape coming out with a bunch of young artists in the city. So he's trying to get attention on himself for his tape to come out by way of dragging Jay through the mud.
But then also sprinkled into that the whole rant, the whole take. Like he'll stop and be like, yo, and I had this conversation with such and such. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me, but I'm going to talk about exactly what we talked about. I'm going to say word for word the conversation that we had and what you said, but don't be mad at me. Like,
even though you told me not to say
but
that.
who said, like, if I'm Flex's fan, I never talk to him again.
Your man is
That's
on
my
his
life.
last
Like, why would I
legs, bro.
say something?
But
to you?
I feel like Flex has burned a lot of bridges in the
He
industry.
has, man.
When you think
That's why he acting crazy.
he doesn't even get the interviews he used to get anymore.
That's
So
facts.
it's like
Yeah.
he
Remember when
reached-
we were younger? Like the interviews he would get?
Angie and Flex were the main events.
Yo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
It's a fact.
Yeah.